Walking through the forest with blood on our hands, we got lost in such a foreign land where we could be free.
Hi guys, welcome to Pitch Left. I'm with Brandon Fricke from the
There you go.
Greenville Triumph Soccer Club. Okay.
Yep.
He plays defender, and
Sorry. I like to think I play winger, but yeah, I'm a center back.
Winger. Sorry.
I'm a center back.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your soccer career.
So I grew up in and around Des Moines, Iowa. Started my youth career there, back home for Ankeny Soccer Club. Moved on to what used to be Kansas City Wizards, but is now Sporting KC. Played for their youth academy for a couple years in high school. That's what got me to be recruited by Butler University. So I went there, played 4.5 years. Played 4 years, but was there for 4.5 years. Great time there. Loved my time at Butler, and then was fortunate enough to move on and be able to play professionally, and have bounced around a little bit. Started with Charlotte Independence in USL, and then played a couple years overseas with a club in Sweden called Nybro, and then had a period there where I was looking for a club in the US and didn't really find one, so I had a bit of an off period, and then found my way to Lansing United through Nate Miller, and then eventually after that, unfortunately the club folded, and fortunately for me though, Greenville Triumph and John Harkes were keen to have me on, and we made that happen. So here we are at Greenville Triumph. Happy to be here, and hopefully we get a season started soon.
Yes. I thought you guys were back from the season. I wasn't quite sure. But,
no, we're allowed to train in small groups, but we don't
okay.
know if we're gonna be playing games anytime soon. So we're waiting on that. Hopefully some good news will come our way, but
Yes.
waiting and playing. Yeah.
Okay, so in your career, since you've been through, how many teams did you say? 4, right?
Yeah, I'd say 4 for sure. There's a couple here and there that I wasn't really on, but yeah, 4 is a good number. That's
What would
number.
you say your big break in your soccer career was?
Oh, I mean, it's hard to really pin down one thing, to be honest. It was kind of a gradual development really in college. Just, working on the right things, having great coaching staff there. Coach Snape, Brew, and JP really guided me to, become a better player. And I really didn't have the ambitions of being a pro when I entered college. It was more just go to college and be able to play and, get a good degree and then move on from the game. But about halfway through my college career, I think Coach Snape, kind of saw maybe an opportunity, and he said to me that there might be an opportunity to play professional if we really pursued it. So we decided to go that route and, put in some extra work on top of what we were doing already to make it happen. And fortunate enough, I also had a good connection from my summer PDL days with a coach called Mike Jeffries. He was my coach in PDL and then became the coach of Charlotte in their first season, which was the year that I was graduating. So that worked out well in the fact that he knew me and was comfortable bringing me into, a professional situation, because I actually was injured right around the time that teams were signing players. I had a knee injury, and it would have been hard had I not had that connection. So I could say that's a bit of a break in a way that, I had a coach that I was familiar with that was in the professional ranks and was willing to bring me on even though I was still recovering from an injury. So that's a bit of a break there, I would say. But otherwise, it was really just a gradual improvement over the years and putting in the work, and working with the good people I had around me to, better myself as a player and a person, and then taking the opportunity when it came.
What kind of knee injury did you have? ACL?
No, MCL.
MCL.
So it wasn't as bad as an ACL, but it was took a little longer to get back than I expected. But we made it back. It just with any injury takes usually a little longer than you expect, but it's all good now.
So for number 3, it says, what is one thing you would have know now that you wish you would have known earlier?
Ooh, one thing I would know now as a
as now a professional, basically?
Yeah, I would say I wish I would have maybe given more attention to the mental game when I was a younger player, um, and worked on that. It wasn't as talked about, I would say, as maybe it is now as mainstream, but that's an area that I could have, given some more attention to, as a younger player in high school, even, and then definitely in college, just dealing with the mentality of the game, setbacks, injuries, losing, winning, all of it together. There's a lot to deal with, and if you handle it properly, it'll lead to more success. So could have definitely spent some more time on that. I would say that's my biggest kind of looking back takeaway that I would have improved on at a younger age.
The mental side of the game is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 4 asks, what would you say was the biggest struggle for you with trying to become a professional soccer player?
I'd say two things. I'd say maybe three. The first one kind of comes with any jump in level. I would say just getting up to the speed of the next level. It always takes time, but the professional and college jump was a bit, for me at the beginning. So you have to deal with that. And then other than that, I would say, this continues with what I was just talking about, the mental side and dealing with a different environment where everyone is providing for a family, providing for themselves. It's not college where it's all fun and games. Not that that's all college is, but it's a different mindset when you're, really there to do a job and, have fun at the same time. Some guys, have families that they have to feed, and it brings a different bite to the game. And you have to be wary of that and be able to adjust and handle that. And then third, it's just it's a different style of season and length of season. Like college is a sprint; it's 3 months, if that, playing games constantly. And in pros, it's 8-9 month seasons. So you really have to, take care of your body in the right ways, be able to manage your load, and be able to deal with, the swings in a season differently. Whereas college, it can kind of just be a one-way pattern. In the pros, there's definitely going to be some ups and downs in a season. And you got to be able to handle those and, make it to the end. The teams that are strongest and gain momentum towards the end of a season in the pros usually are the most successful. So you have to be wary of that as well.
I like that you said it's a sprint during college, and during your pro, it's a marathon. It's smart. I never thought of it that way, because it's a shorter season. It's literally 1/3 of what a pro season is, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So number 5 was, what's some advice you'd give to a young 16-year-old, as in myself, or I guess any of the viewers, some advice that you'd give to a young 16-year-old trying to make it to be a professional?
I'd say, first of all, just honestly be as comfortable with the ball as you can. You're still at an age at that level where you can improve, technically quite a bit. And I think first touch, how you can receive a ball directionally to, play the next pass or to move away from your opponent, are key things and sometimes overlooked in kind of the youth soccer system here in America. I would say that, just be with the ball as much as you can. And then on top of that, it's just put in the work and have fun. Like, honestly, like if you just, play with the ball, play with, guys, just be around the game, breathe the game, learn the game, that's going to pay off dividends. And then, lean on, whatever network you have, wherever you are, learn to, get to know coaches, be cognizant of your first impressions, and, just lean on those, because you never know, a coach you meet today at 16 might end up being a professional coach in a few years when you're looking for a job. So you have to, be wary that every connection you make may benefit or hurt you down the road. So I think that's a good way just to, stay on top of your, kind of mentality and attitude towards, other people, as well as, don't burn any bridges in this game. It's a smaller game than it seems. And, you want to have as many resources as you can at the end of the day. So, yeah.
Treat people right, respect them.
Yeah, exactly.
Down the line.
Short part, yeah, treat people right. That's the easy way to put it.
Yeah.
We've been walking through the forest with blood on our hands. We got lost in such a foreign land where we could be free. We could be free. I'm a pagan, I'm a pilgrim, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I'm one of God's children that's descended from the snake. We've been deceived, we've been deceived. She was the morning sun, slowly exposed to her brilliance, slowly exposed to her brilliance.